Have you ever wondered what if English was your native language? What if you could speak English like a native? Or maybe you could make English your native language? Have you ever thought about that? Because then it would increase your fluency. You will be speaking English so fluently. Isn't that right? Kind of some thought that has ever entered your mind. If yes, then I'm going to tell you something today, a particular strategy through which you are going to make English your native language. So, are you all ready for this? Well then, my name is Shalima and welcome back to my another session of learning English and improving your English speaking skills with me. So guys, today I'm going to tell you how you can make English your native language. So today's lesson is dedicated to a strategy that will help you to make English your native language. Make English your native language. Is it really possible? Let's check in. So are you all ready for this? Guys, if you are ready, please let me know in the comment section. Before beginning, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get all the lessons that I post for you on this channel. And please like the video and share it with your friends too. So now, coming back to today's lesson, guys. So today's lesson, that is make English your native language. Is it really possible? What is a native language? Well, you must have a native language, right? Native means something that you are born with. So native is something that you are actually born with, where you are born, okay? You have been brought up that particular land, the culture, the language and everything. So if you are not in an English speaking country, then definitely English is not your native language. Am I right? But English is spoken as the second language worldwide in a lot of countries, where it is even the official language too, the second official language of that particular country. So there are several countries out there in the world, right? That means English becomes a very important part of your communication because it is readily used in your country where you live. But to get that native kind of quality to that language, is it possible? See, you cannot make English if you are an adult, your native language, because you are born with it. But you can get native like fluency in English, right? So you can almost become as fluent as a native English speaker. If you put to it, if you are putting your efforts into it, obviously you can get that. Look at me, guys. So I can speak English so fluently. I know all the idioms and all that. I understand cultural differences too. I understand differences between American English, British English, everything, right? So that means it is achievable even if you are not born in an English speaking country. So you can still speak English really fluently. So you have to give your learning a native like atmosphere, a native like approach, so that you can become absolutely native likes in speaking English. What are we waiting for, guys? I have 3 strategies for you. So let's begin with them. The method number 1 is to surround yourself with English. Immerse in English, okay? Immersion is very important. When you want to become native like an English, you want to make it your native language. That means you want to gain fluency as if it was your native language, right? So you have to surround yourself with it. You have to immerse yourself in that language. And this is something that happened when a baby is born with his or her native language. When a baby is born with, baby interacts with that particular language in his or her environment. The baby interacts with languages so much. So right, this particular baby listens to the language through what thought the parents, people surround him or her. Or maybe in the environment, there are a lot of sounds, noise, the baby starts catching them. And then visually the baby interacts with that language. Maybe through written symbols, through the context of gestures, expressions, the people are making while interacting with the child, that means the child is constantly surrounded by that particular language, visually, auditory. The child gets that language and then start mimicking certain sounds and start catching all those particular sounds too, and hence they develop this natural tendency to speak that particular language. They have a very natural tendency. So whatever is your native language, you must be very natural in speaking that particular language. You do not have to search for words, you do not have to check the pronunciation and all that, right? So you can speak your native language very fluently. You can use your jargons, your terms, your slangs, and all those kinds of words which might have different meaning in different contexts, right? So you can use them. But when it comes to English language, you have to build ability to use a particular word according to that context, to be able to say something, to use idioms. When you are having a very light conversation, there are certain things which are not absolutely grammatical. That means which are not absolutely bookish, right? Sometimes you just say, oh, yay, I'm all ears. You would not say, yes, I'm listening to you. The complete sentence. You are talking to your friends and you are saying, yeah, I'm all ears, tell me about it. So this is the difference between the native-like tendency of speaking English and then something that you acquire through books, through practice and all that. So if you want to develop that native-like tendency, you have to surround yourself with English. You have to immerse in it completely immerse in that particular language. And that when you immerse, you have to listen to it, you have to read the language, interact with the language. So set aside a particular time, place where you are completely surrounded by the language. Okay, so this is something that you must do to gain that native-like quality for your fluency. Now let's talk about the method number 2 is listen to as much as English as possible. So listen to the language as much as possible. So you want to become native-like while speaking English, you have to listen to that language a lot. I mean a lot, because you have to understand the sounds. You need to catch those phrases, words and everything. So when you listen to a particular language again and again, what happens is you are naturally picking a lot of words, how to use them in which context without efforts. That means without learning the particular rule, this and that, the grammatical structure. Whatever you are doing is you are naturally learning the language. How a person learn his or her native language? By listening to it. See, a child constantly listens to that language since birth. Okay, since that particular time the child continuously listens to the language, and because of that they develop a very natural tendency to catch the language, to speak the language. And that is what we have to do to the language as much as possible. So you do not have to always pay attention to the words, the new words, the idiom. Sometimes just listen to something, be relaxed. Do not think about that. Each and every time I am listening to something, I have to find out difficult words. I have to find out the new words. I have to find out some phrases, right? So I have to do this, I have to do that. No, you just listen to it. Put your mind to listen to what the person is saying, right? Watching a podcast, listen to it. Or for maybe, contact whatever is being told, the information. You are watching a movie, listen to it for the story. If you like to catch, if you like to watch science fiction, watch that, whatever genre you like, watch it so that you can pick up your interest. You are hooked into that movie and hence you are paying more attention to whatever you are listening to. Okay, so because whatever you are listening to, it has some kind of visual context with it, and this visual context, when you are into it, it will help you to gain more knowledge and it will help you become natural in English. Why? because subconsciously you are gaining a lot of things. You are listening to it and you are visually associating something with that particular word, the sentence, the phrase, the sound. So that is how you are going to become native like a English speaker. If you listen to it a lot, listen to English repeatedly. Now let's talk about the last method. The last method, that is method number 3, is speak as much as possible. You have to speak as much as possible in English. Obviously, you have to speak as much as possible. Do not think about making mistakes. Do not think about how much you have, how much you don't know, not know some words, how to use them, the pronunciation, how to speak as much as possible. It means you have to speak, okay, as much as possible. While you are speaking, you are listening, you are taking up all the necessary steps to improve your English, and you will slowly and gradually also improve your English speaking skills. So your fluency, see, speaking is a skill, right? And how do you actually hone a skill? For instance, I'm going to give you a guitar, okay? I'll give you a guitar and I'll ask you to play it. You might look at it of a lot of lessons of guitar, right? You might be looking at a lot of lessons for a month, or you might read a lot of books about notes, the sounds and everything. Now you know everything, okay, about the sounds, the theoretical part of sounds. You have watched a lot of tutorials to do that. You think at first attempt of playing that guitar you will be a perfect musician, like you are going to play a very melodious notes. No, you are going to make mistakes. If something has to happen, similar thing has to happen with me. If I look at something and I look at all the theory, everything, that tutorials again and again, and I'll try for it for first time, it would not be perfect. Obviously it won't be perfect. Whether it is a recipe, whether you are playing an instrument, whether it's any other skill. Okay, so skill is developed by practice. When you practice again and again, and we want to become fluent, for that we have to speak, because that is the end goal, to speak fluently in a particular language, right? So you have to speak English again and again. So what you are waiting for? Do not wait for learning these many things, these many words to cover this much grammar. Should I know these many phrases? I must have listened to this. I must read these many books. No, speak as much as possible from day one itself. And that is the thing. You have to start speaking from day one itself, right? So when you do that, when you speak again and again, you are going to see improvement in your English fluency, because whatever you are gaining through all your efforts, you are putting it to use immediately and consciously and continuously. That's very important. So immediately and continuously putting to it to use, you are using it. That means you are honing your skills, you are developing your skills, you are speaking skills. So are you going to gain native like fluency if you keep practicing, if you speak as much as possible, not just your speaking practice, no, but also out there in that real life situation. So you are meeting your friends, do not miss any chance to speak in English. You are talking to your colleagues, you are around the neighborhood, you are watering a coffee, whatever you are doing, if you get a chance to speak in English, do not miss that. Okay, speak by your heart out. So this is how you can gain that native like quality of speaking English, so you can become really fluent in English. What are you have to do this? You have to make it your native language. That means you have to make all the efforts and it was your native language. The learning process should be as if it's your native language. Start treating it like that. Okay, so when you treat it like that, you are going to gain the results of improved fluency of speaking English fluently. Okay, and that is all you want, right? I think this is right. And do this, take up all the 3 steps and you are going to see amazing results. So that's it for today's video, guys. And before going, please like this video and share it with your friends too. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. So thanks for watching. Bye bye, take care.